Welcome back to the Unleashed. I'm your host, Jared Beeler. As you guys know, I've been out in the field now for a couple weeks. It's been about 2 weeks. It's Monday the 16th right now. I got to make this video kind of fast because I don't know what my internet connections and stuff are. Obviously, I don't have a place where I can go back to, so finding the internet can be kind of tricky, but hopefully I can find something. But to make it a little bit easier, I'll have to make the video short. But as I told you guys, I got sent out. God knew this was about to come down back in January when stuff started going awry with my job and everything else. But it's a lot of times, like I say, how he moves me. I've been doing this for about 6 or 7 years now. That was my 38th job that I was in. I've been all over the place. I've talked to lots and lots of people now, and a lot of times that's exactly how it goes. He just moves me out real quick under certain circumstances, and then I have to go to another place. Like I told you guys, I asked where he wanted me to go this time. He told me, what to do. I had made plans back in November and said it would be cool if I had more time to go witness everybody, since I think this spring and summer is going to be the start of the rapture and the tribulation, and this is the year that it's finally going to go down. And he told me I know what to do, and I was like, okay, then must be the go time, must be the signal. Okay, here I go. So I spent the first week in Idaho and talked to everybody in Montana, hit up all my old friends in Idaho, everybody, talked to them and their families one more time. It took me about 4 years to do it the first time. I did it in a week this time. And then to Colorado, obviously, and to hit other people up down here. And I'm almost done talking to everybody, but, most will go into the tribulation, but the best thing I can do is give them a chance, tell them exactly what's coming, and give them that hope that when they do face death, that if they give their hearts to God and they ask for forgiveness, that they can still make it. And the hope is what John sees in Revelation, that they're like the sands of the sea, and the angel tells them these are martyrs that came out of the tribulation. They gave their life to God finally, and that's what the tribulation will do. It'll be that dividing line. It'll be the worldwide foxhole that everybody's going to be in, and just like the saying goes, there are no atheists in foxholes. People cry out to God, and that'll be the hope. Of course, I want everybody to make it in the rapture, but it's not always going to be that way. But time's running out, and it's getting very, very close now. I'm watching this, and of course I have speculations on how this is going to happen. We'll find out when it does, but you guys know now, since last summer I've been saying that I don't think it was last fall, and after I saw the cloud formations, and I know it's springtime when those clouds happen. We've talked about the elections and stuff like that, and the Rabbi Kaduri prophecy, and people thought it would go down before. I'm like, no, not necessarily. In my vision, you guys know, the lake was full. That doesn't happen until starts getting in towards the end of April when it fills back up. So it's very interesting. I'm considering all things. Of course, the rapture happens before that. I'm ready to rock and roll. But this is the last minute that I'm going to be able to talk to everybody one more time face to face. So, that's what I'm doing. And if I can answer any of their questions or help them or anything like that, I have to go in and customize it. It's too overwhelming to think about it once. So I've just been breaking down each individual family one at a time, deal with it, get done, and then move on to the next. But that's how it's going. This thing's moving faster than imagination. It's just unbelievable how quick it's going. For those out there saying that it's 5G and stuff like that, the answer is no. Can they do things with devices? Have they worked on viruses where they can activate them? Yeah, sure, but this is not 5G, and the reason why is you have countries and stuff like that don't have 5G, and the people are getting sick and dying in mass hordes and stuff like that. It is a virus. Another thing is you can relate it to the Bible. Like I've been watching for 6 years now. The worldwide economic collapse in World War III that are going to happen are followed also by pestilence. They work together. These are the 4 horsemen that kill people. Pestilence isn't 5G, okay? It's a virus and sickness, okay? So the Bible describes what it is. So anybody out there that says, no, it's not what it is, well, the Bible says exactly what it is, okay? Can they do other things? Yeah, they sure can. And there's definitely stuff that they have out there that can be activated and stuff, but this is definitely a virus, and it's part of the plan. What I heard last summer from a guy who had a dead man switch, and he had been killed already from Israel or whatever, he said that the plan was to go after YouTubers and stuff like that, and there was about 100,000 of them they wanted to throw in prison or kill. After a lockdown situation, they had a virus that they were going to release, and they were going to do it in the fall to disguise during flu season, all right? One of the times that I've been like, oh, if we get a lockdown on this, and this would be a mark of the tribulation, we'd know which year it would be. Of course, he didn't know. He said, from what he knew, it was 2020 or 21. If this is that virus and it's already been released and it happened by accident or on purpose, it was done in 2019 in the fall out of China, and it's already sweeping the place. I've heard interesting inside information that they've known for a long time, that China has definitely been one of their main ideas, that when they did attack America, because it's been in the works for a long time, they would use a soft attack first, where they release a biological weapon, and then once it gets everybody crippled on the ground in hospitals and economy crashing, then they'd hit with nukes and then put boots on the ground. West Coast naval invasion. And of course, we know from Dmitry Duduman prophecies and others, when they do that at the same time, Russia hits the East Coast. Russia already locked down its borders. I don't think it has any deaths at all, so they have a whole country that'll be ready to rock and roll when the time comes. I can't see a better plan than this, and not to mention they quelled the whole Hong Kong stuff and the rioting, because people have all been quarantined and stuff like that. Are there still some there? Possibly, but you're not hearing about it, that's for sure. This thing's working like a charm, though, exactly how they want it to, and it's putting everybody where they can quarantine them and lock them down. And there's multiple reasons for this. Not only if you're going to go in and get certain dissidents out, and certain people that you have as targets, you don't want them to be off somewhere. You want to keep them locked down in a certain area. Another thing is just you also want to keep them in place if you do a nuclear strike or something like that. A lot of the major cities, Seattle, San Francisco, San Diego, or LA area, along with Miami, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, and some of the other places, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and stuff like that, these are known quarantine zones. I find it very suspicious they are, because those are also some of the known targets that I know about that would be nuclear strike points during World War III. Why is this interesting? Well, just a scenario, if you end up putting everybody in those quarantines to try and keep them in one isolated spot, and then you nuke those cities, you can disguise it under World War III, and at the same time get rid of a biological weapon that's gotten out of hand. So if you're in those places, be very careful, We know the prophecies, though. At the same time the bombs come down, we go up, referring to the rapture. I know that it's getting close. I know that God sent me out, and this is the time, so I'm giving it everything that I possibly can. I've been at this now for roughly about 7 years, and I'm burnt out. Like I say, I've had a lot of jobs, and I've gone to a lot of different places. I've talked to a lot of different people, and I've given my insight and analysis on end-time biblical prophecy and things like that, and why this goes. Do I think it'll continue on much further? No, I don't. The prophecies inside the Bible speak of it being like the times of Noah and giving a marriage and going about daily business. Once this kicks over or really breaks loose, it won't be like that anymore. I've been keeping an eye on the alien thing as well. It's been picking up since last year, since Air Force and stuff have been speaking on the news and talking about it. And there's multiple craft out there that have been ready to come in. And we know this also from New Agers that follow the UFO thing and think that they're going to save them and stuff like that. The aliens have been telling them for a long time they're going to be coming at a certain time, and this will be the greatest deception ever played that they've been working on now for a couple thousand years, and it's totally demonic, but they will show up at the same time. Just like I saw in the vision, the UFO was over the lake, it's about 2 miles wide, and we blasted up at the same time. The numbers are small. As much as I want everybody to be saved, many are going to need the tribulation to convince them, and that's why we do it. It's not because it's a loss, family members and stuff like that, but you talking at the same time, you are planting seeds, you are leaving it, you are planting the fall grass, all right? And sure, the winter comes along, and during that time, there's snow and everything like that, but in the spring it pops up, and just like the tribulation, when it happens, it will pop up. So it's the encouragement that you can have, and that they do. Multitudes upon multitudes make it, and it speaks of it in Revelation. So we have that hope. But continue on. Any family, loved ones, if there's a chance for you to talk to them right now, this is it, because we don't have much longer. I do think it's this year. I think it's going to go down. I've noticed that in the past, the viruses they've put out, and I've also read about it, a lot of times they made them too powerful, and they ended up killing themselves off. They'd add too much to the virus, and it would end up working against itself and dying out instead of going the way that they want to. This thing's got the perfect incubation rate time that makes it even more dangerous than Ebola and stuff like that, because those diseases are so powerful, they'll kill out the host, and then it'll actually stop the spreading of it, where this can go for up to like 27 days that we know of right now. And you can still spread even when you don't have symptoms. So it's perfectly designed to get to as many people as possible. I definitely think this is part of the fourth horseman, and I don't think anybody's seen anything yet. When the numbers go, like I say, when they really go, you'll start seeing 125 to 175 million dying a month within that first year and a half time period when the tribulation actually kicks off. So right now, this thing's just warming up. It's getting ready to that doubling rate. And just like the viruses and stuff in the past, God's had his hand on everything. He shuts it down. Just like in 2013 when the Obama administration was trying to put the RFID chip in to make it mandatory for it, and all their computers shut down. The hand of God has been holding things back the whole time. I don't see him holding it back anymore. This thing's about to get let loose for the first time ever, and for that reason, I'd say this is the time. It's finally going to happen. He's going to allow it to go. All right, for those that have been watching and know that the Pope's showing up on May 14th, the 72nd anniversary of Israel becoming a nation. Out of all the times that people have speculated, well, what is a generation? Well, would it be 100 years? Is it 40 years? Is it 70 to 80 years like spoken of in Psalms? I believe it is. We also have the Malachi prophecy and other things that are taking place right now at the same time between 70 and 80 year generation. So I think it's the time. People have speculated that it'll be next year because that'll be 73 years. No, on a Gregorian calendar it will be. From a Jewish one, 360 days. When you get to the 72nd year, all right, since that's 5 days off each year, going up, at 72 years, you have exactly 360 days, which is another year. So actually, this May 14th will be the 360th year. Okay, so they're actually, or not the 360th year, sorry, it'll be the 73rd year. So if you put the tribulation there, 7 plus 73 makes 80. So this is one of the years why I've been like, I'm speculating more than next year that this whole thing would go down, because it lines up with the Jewish time, and throughout time, that's kind of how it's been. All right. Now, the Antichrist isn't on the scene yet. He gets revealed after the restrainer is removed and the church is left, okay? So how could this go down? Does he need to make a peace deal? No, it's confirmed or made stronger. Is it the one going on in Israel? It might partially be, but we don't know just yet. The Pope doing that meeting, bringing world religions and stuff together is very interesting, but that's the Pope. It's not the Antichrist making the deal. But here's an interesting speculation that I've thought that could possibly happen. It just hit me a couple days ago. Why the Pope's making the deal with the world and everything, how we need to come together to deal with the new stuff, especially viruses and things like that, while we all have a one religion community, all right, and they make that deal, which involves other things, all right, the Antichrist can just confirm it or make it stronger. Let's say you have Obama that has recently said that he wants to fulfill his destiny and he has purpose and he's about to come back on the scene. If he's doing this and he gets a new UN position or something like that, he could literally confirm it. Nobody has to agree or anything like it. It's already been done. He just says, yep, let's do it, let's push forward with it, and there you have the start of the tribulation. If that's the case, it doesn't start in the fall. It starts in the spring, and since we know that it ends in the fall or around that time, because the last 3 feast days have to be fulfilled: Feast of Trumpets, Feast of Atonement, and Feast of Tabernacles. The reason what would happen right there in that point is that the 4th trumpet might be actually a rotational change with the planet, which could align it back up so it would be in fall. If not, I still say the thing starts in fall, and that would also give time for Gog and Magog and stuff over the summer to take place. But these are just a couple different scenarios. I won't know until it happens, and hopefully I'll be gone by that time. So I'm just throwing out some different ideas so you can think about it and stuff like that. But this thing is deadly serious. It really is a virus. It really was a biological weapon. It's designed to kill people. The real numbers are totally being kept a secret right now, and it's growing exponentially, and they won't be able to keep it under control. It's also being used perfectly to usher in the agenda, which is martial law and changing of everything and the way that they want to run it. And that's exactly what they're doing right now, and it's going to be very short. By the time they start locking out states and stuff like that, nobody might be able to go anywhere. And of course, then we're going to be looking just straight up, because Jesus is going to be showing up, and he promises that he will, and I totally believe him. Like I say, I asked God right before this whole thing kicked off, when back in January or whatever, or in February when I was going into work, I was like, God, I was planning on leaving in March, and then kind of got arranged, and I'm staying here now, but I'm like, do you want me out of here soon, or do you want me out of here by April 1st? What's the timeline? How much time do I have? I'm like, I'm just going to go autopilot and let you do it. And boom, just like that, March 1st, I'm out. I'm like, okay, well, we're going really fast here. And then he's showing me and stuff like that. If I would have taken off April 1st, like was maybe part of the plan, I think there's going to be enough lockdown going on right now that I wouldn't have been able to talk to anybody anymore, and it might have been too late. But God knew the time on everything, and that's why he sent me out that this is my last hurrah, the last time I'm going to be able to do this face-to-face. Other than that, so all I've been able to do is talk on the videos and stuff like that. But, this is just a little update on what's going on. Yeah, I'm still out here in the field, and I'm still trying to do stuff and talk to as many as I can. But my time's about to run out, and when it does, I don't know what happens after that. I just know that this is my opportunity, and I'm grateful that I got it to be able to talk to everybody one more time. And I pray and hope that they make the right decision and give their lives to God. But that's what's going on with me, and I'm going to continue on doing that. I know you guys had some questions and stuff like that, but stay the course and talk to family and loved ones while you still can. Time's almost up, and this looks like it's going to be the year, all right? God bless. I'll see you in the air, or I'll see you soon, all right, on another video, okay? But as of right now, I don't really know, and this just one of the chances I had to get something out, so I wanted to do that, and and hopefully I can get it uploaded somewhere. But all right, thanks a lot, and God bless. Talk to you guys later. Bye.